at a new installation that we've just completed. It is for a Viessmann Vitodens 200 WB2B 45. What we have here is, this is the boiler. It's a little larger than the 100, but it does still fit in a very nice, neat package on a 4x8 sheet of board. All of our pipes come out at the bottom, just like the 100. What we're utilizing on this boiler, instead of a primary-secondary loop, is we're going into Viessmann's low-loss header. And what this does is it allows the boiler to have its required flow rate without having to depend on the house returning water at odd temperatures and odd flow rates. And in order to do that, we've used a larger flow pump on this boiler. The house is also utilizing a little bit larger pump, which will flow what we need to get the old cast iron sections of the house working. In this installation, we're actually going back into the header that was installed in about 1918, 1920 in this home. This house was built in the late teens. And this system fits quite well with old technology. As you can see, we're going right back into the old mains. As per all boiler installations, we've got our low water cutoff, our water feed regulator, and a backflow. We're using, as requested or as mandated in the manual, 636 CPVC, high temperature venting. We're using a indirect storage tank on this system. And this is a stainless steel tank, and basically what we're doing is the boiler has the ability to dictate what and when the domestic hot water production needs to be made, all through sensors. The low loss header utilizes a sensor to optimize temperature distribution in the home. We're utilizing an outdoor sensor that talks to the computer on this boiler, and what they do is, depending on the temperature and the required water temperature inside the house, the calculations come out of the boiler computer and run the boiler. Okay, I'd like to talk to you about the Lambda Pro gas valve. It's a very important piece, exclusive to Viessmann, really interesting piece. What it does is it takes the air and the gas and mixes to a perfect mixture, and it's checking itself over and over again all the time to make sure it's got pure burn. It's great technology, and you can guarantee when you do a combustion test that you're going to be darn close to perfect combustion all the time. There is another thing that's kind of nice about this boiler setup is the option of fuels is there. If you want to burn, say, propane, you don't have to go through the process of actually converting orifices, etc. What you can do is you basically tell the boiler what it's burning, and then through the Lambda Pro, it actually adapts itself to burn that fuel. So that's kind of a really nice thing, and it reduces initial startup because you don't have to take it apart. The computer on this system is very much like the first gen. The only thing that the only thing that is different is we're using a temperature selection wheel on this one compared to the temperature selectors on the old one, which were just little twist knobs. Basically, it gives the homeowner a little bit of ability to adjust room temperature based on the reset values of the boiler. That's the wheel here. It does a lot of its own diagnostics where it will actually say, I need to do this, or this is the fault, or this may be an issue I'm facing. And it's kind of a great tool for any technician out there because we can do easy diagnostics. This boiler has the ability to make domestic hot water solely, or make domestic with the house heating. So if summertime comes around and the homeowner doesn't want to have to worry about the boiler firing up, you can go to your domestic hot water production, and that's it. There's a couple other features you can do. You can come here and you can actually see outdoor temperatures. You can see what your boiler temperatures are, and in the advanced setup, contractor, you can actually go in and do relay tests to make sure each device is working properly. So that's a handy thing to have for a service tech. This is the power pump module. It's a little bit different than the 100. This divvies up where all the power goes to in pumps and controls. It's kind of a nice feature because we can put it on the board and we can put it far away from the boiler and have it come back, or we can put it close to the boiler, and what it does is it allows us to power our pumps closer to them. It utilizes a plug, which makes for ease of installation. We opted out for a switch to kill everything, but a plug is fine. The boiler eliminates its own air as it runs. We've added a little extra air elimination on this system. I also like to talk a little bit about the low loss header. It's much in a way like a clutch in a car, and what it does is it allows the flow of water from the boiler out, through and back in, and that allows the boiler to have its sufficient water flows without having any fighting going on between outboard pumps that are feeding the house, or say a heated floor or a hot water tank. And what that does is it allows the water to flow through here and this water to flow through here, and of course mixing as they go.